This is how it is today. This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
My goodness, oh my goodness, it's Saturday. And we are here to talk about a classic film, one of my favorite films of all time, The IPCRESS File, starring Michael Caine. This was an interesting film because it was produced by a gentleman by the name of Harry Saltzman. Saltzman is half of Eon Productions, who owns the right to James Bond.
I think they wanted to do something in contrast to James Bond.
It's not a
He's
they,
James
it's a
Bond
he.
for the people.
It's not a they, it's a he. And Harry Saltzman absolutely wanted to do something, a spy film, and he was already aware of Lynn Dayton's book. Actually, at that point, I think he had 2 books out. And he really liked it. And it became his next project, Lynn Dayton's The IPCRESS File. But it has more connections to Bond. It also has the same, oops, not that one, this one. John Barry composed the music and conducted it for this film. So there are
It's James
certain
Bond, but
musical
not posh,
elements.
right?
What?
It is James Bond, just not posh.
Yeah, it's he's a working class guy. I'll get to
Yeah.
that. So John Barry composed the music for this as well as the James Bond. And this film came out on the tail of the first James Bond film. Does everybody remember the first James Bond movie?
Nope.
No.
Stephen?
Well, I
David?
remember. It's ignoring you. I remember that they made a Casino Royale that is not
Doesn't
officially
count.
Bond.
But yeah, it was made by CBS. The first film was, of course, Dr. No, followed by From Russia with Love, which is, in most fans' opinions, Keith and I included in that, the best of all Bond films. Also has the best villain,
Oh,
the
yes.
scariest villain. He's the scariest villain, played by Robert Shaw. But this was moving away from that. This is really kind of falling almost into the same footsteps as Smiley's stories, which was written about the circus, which is what they were called. The early version of MI6, The Circus. The film was directed by Sidney J. Furie. Name might not sound familiar to you, but it's familiar to some of us who grew up in that period. He directed films like Iron Eagle 2. One of his first kind of hit films outside of the British films was the film The Entity, a horror film based on a true story of a woman being tormented by a poltergeist. And it starred a very young Barbara Hershey. He did the first version of Appaloosa, which has nothing to do with the later film Appaloosa, and with Marlon Brando, and I don't think it's that good a film. I really don't. He directed all of the Iron Eagle films. He also directed The Boys in Company C, another Vietnam War film called Purple Hearts, but that wasn't made here for some reason. It was made overseas. He's also the director who made the notorious Superman film, Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Ooh.
He made a silly little comedy called Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield. He did the movie that got me started working for Dale Dye because I got so pissed after watching it, American Soldiers. What a piece of crap movie that is. That guy has no idea what a fucking soldier thinks. He's Canadian too, by the way. Canadian film director who's made films in Canada, England, and in America. He did another film that was nominated for an Oscar, Lady Sings the Blues. He's done a few, what's his name? The German, tall German Dolph Lundgren films. He directed Detention with him and Direct Action, which came out in 2004. Both crap films, but they're fun because Dolph Lundgren's fun to watch. Just crap loads of movies that ended up not being very good. Veteran, very low-rated film. He also directed a really good film with Sinatra back in '67. It seems to be like the '60s and the '70s is where he made his best films. He did The Naked Runner with Frank Sinatra. Let's see. I'm trying to think. That's all I can think of right now. I can't think of any other films that he directed. Sidney J. Furie is a person who can actually make me very furious. But going back,
Fury makes you furious.
yeah, I don't like him for the most part, but he has done some good films. And one of the first films he ever directed was this movie featuring the character of Harry Palmer, and that's another interesting thing. Because the gentleman who wrote the book, Lynn Dayton, never named his character. He was never had a name in the books. Somebody actually calls him Harry at one point in one of the books, and he says, that's not my name. But the name came about because of Michael Caine, because he, when trying to come up with a name for the character, he had thought about this kid he had gone to school with when he was young, and his last name was Palmer. And Saltzman approached him and he says, well, we need to come up with a first name for him. What's the most boring name you can think of? And he goes, Harry. And of course, Harry Saltzman got him a look when he said it. And then Caine realized what he did, and he just sort of like laughed about it. And that ended up, Saltzman's like, it is a boring name. So that became the character's name. And he was named by Michael Caine. Michael Caine was wanted for this role because the producer, Harry Saltzman, had seen him in the film Alfie. It was blown away how good he was. And this character in the book is a working class character. He lives in a flat, not a fancy place. It's got a bedroom, a living room that's attached to the kitchen. So it's just the kitchen and living room in one room. There's no real dining area. There's the breakfast nook. And in the film, which we'll get to shortly with the slideshow, is it shows that he's a poor guy. He's not rich. Also, he was a crook. He was a crooked soldier. He got caught. And in the process of getting busted.
Gary?
Yeah.
Alfie was 1 year after the IPCRESS file. What he'd been in before that was Zulu.
Okay, Zulu was the one that got him the job.
What
Either way
his
it
first
goes,
big
Saltzman had
starring
seen
role.
him. Saltzman had seen him and wanted him. And when he found out that he was Cockney, he knew he was perfect for the role.
He
So
really is.
Palmer is a fascinating character because, like I said, in the books, he has no name. He's meant to be kind of anonymous, an average guy. Nothing good looking about him. Like Bond, he is a womanizer. He loves women. He has one particular woman he goes for in this story, but it's ongoing through the stories as I recall. And she's the co-star of the film. But primarily, this is a Michael Caine film.
And that's just one thing he doesn't do. Did you know that? I found that in an interview. When he's cooking, those aren't his hands. That's Dayton's hands, and the comic strips on his walls are Dayton's too.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm picking up trivia pieces like that here and there. You know, I like going for interviews to prep for a show. And when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's fun.
Now, Harry Palmer did have sequel films after IPCRESS File.
It's a trilogy, right?
No, there
Well,
are
he
like
did
6
more
movies.
films. Yeah, there's also a couple of films that came out where he is clearly playing Harry Palmer, even though he's using a different name. But he's wearing the spectacles.
That's what
Same
makes him
glasses.
so. You sympathize with him because he's an agent, yeah, but unlike James Bond, he's not cool. He has these glasses, and
He's
he's
his own kind of
awkward.
cool. He
His
is
eyes are
his
always
own.
half closed.
He
Yeah,
is
but
his own kind of cool, which is what's been said about Michael Caine. Was he was probably the coolest person, a well-known person in the 60s. And Harry Palmer is part of the reason of that because he's a calm character. So he is cool. If you're
approachable
talking
cool
about
though.
popular, no, he's not popular, but he's got his own kind of cool. And a lot of guys, I got to be honest, were more going for the Harry Palmer look than the James Bond look because James Bond was unattainable, fictional character who's unattainable. Nobody's like that. He's posh. Whereas Harry Palmer's, I mean, what he says his name, Harry Palmer. Harry,
Oh, we have a new
you know.
person here, I think.
Oh
Inner Circle.
yes,
Welcome.
from
Inner
London.
Circle, greetings.
And hi, Lee.
And
The man with the
and we have
questions is
Lee,
here.
and we have Andy Morrow. We have a trifecta of British people.
Of Limeys.
It's a limey
Nice.
day.
Oh my God!
A limey day in London town. So welcome to the
Friends
show,
here too.
guys. And I'm glad you guys are here because this is absolutely one of my favorite films ever. It's in my top 10 list. Favorite films ever made. And I love Michael Caine. As we refer to him as Michael Caine.
Yeah, that sounds dangerously incriminating.
Pass over
There's
Michael
another new
Caine.
one. Information Man Show is new too, I think.
Greetings,
Yes.
Information Man.
Greetings. Welcome.
There was a lot of worries about Harry Palmer being gay because of the shopping and cooking. Absolutely. And, you know, I fell into that category too because I was a cook. And
I don't
was a
understand why that
professional
would make
cook.
somebody look gay. Most professional cooks are male. That's
I
not
was
a gay
a
thing.
short order cook. I was a student chef. And I've always cooked all the meals in my relationships. And
Yay.
a few people thought I was light of my loafers too. And I'm like, oh no. No. I am a womanizer. Harry Palms. You meant Reed?
Haiti.
But Michael Caine nailed this role. He really did. The thing I find interesting is that there are a few shots in the film when light hits the lens of his glasses and they're flat, which tells me that they're not actual prescription glasses. They are real frames, though, but they're not prescription lenses. They're flat lenses. So where was I?
The cooking.
Oh
No, it's talking
yes.
about
Oh
something else.
well. Okay. I'll bring up the slideshow. Man, How could he stand that freaking clock ringing for so much time?
The what?
His his clock when the movie started, when he started in his apartment and
Oh, his alarm.
his alarm,
Yeah,
and he just let it go and go and go. And fuck,
drove me crazy too.
turn it off already.
Yeah, right. What I love about this movie is how it's filmed, because you have shots where you are behind a person, looking over their shoulder, you're inside a telephone booth, stuff like that. It makes the audience feel like a spy. You're spying on the characters. I really enjoyed that.
Andy Morrow, wrong. You haven't tasted my mother's food. That
Oh,
is
come on.
a piece of heaven on earth.
Statements like that, fuck off, really.
What?
That's a stupid thing to say. Andy Morrow says women can't cook, and that's a stupid thing to say.
Oh, look. You know he's just fucking around.
Of course he is.
It's not even funny.
Take us through the plot. We're going into it. We're going into it. Have patience, inner circle.
I need to type something real quick here.
NHS prescription milk bottle glasses.
Yeah.
By the way,
bad, right?
hello, Reed.
Read by nature.
Hey, I've seen Wade too.
Wait in here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fanboying about you, of course. He even did a breach, but it wasn't that
Oh,
good.
I see it now. There you go,
I
buddy.
didn't mention it.
Andy Morrow, fight, fight, fight.
No, we're not fighting here.
No, it's that was what Trump said.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're here to geek out, not to fight.
It's also in the theme song of Itchy and Scratchy.
Yes, fight, 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 fight. However, we do advocate for
that's-
nerd fights, which are always
Itchy and
Pacific.
Scratchy is the thing that the Simpsons kids watch, right?
Yes.
Oh, God, that took me way too long to place it.
So I wanted to watch this before the film strip. So this is Ben Mankiewicz's coverage of this film and Michael Caine on TCM.
Yeah, you tell me when to hit it.
Yeah.
Do it
Hi, I'm
now.
Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for joining us on Turner Classic Movies. Tonight, a Michael Caine double feature. Caine has delivered consistently impressive performances since his first major role in Zulu from 1964. Caine's first big screen role came in 1956, and he's currently appearing in director Christopher Nolan's latest Tenet. That means Caine has been credited as an actor on screen in 8 decades. He's an Oscar winner, a BAFTA winner, he has Golden Globes, and he's a knight. He's made great movies, good movies, and some bad movies, but he's always been good, and he's never had his reputation damaged by a lousy film. Caine was the biggest name in the cast of the 1987 film Jaws 4: The Revenge. It was awful. Critics hated it, as did other humans. Caine did not care, and he expressed that sentiment perfectly in his 1992 autobiography, What's It All About? I have not seen the film, but by all accounts it is terrible, Caine wrote. But I have seen the house that it built, and it is terrific. Following his impressive supporting performance in that first major film, Zulu, Caine got the chance to play the lead in the movie we have next, released by Universal in 1965, The IPCRESS File. It arrived in theaters 3 years after Eon Productions released its first James Bond picture, Dr. No, then followed it with 2 more Bond movies. Their success prompted studios and production companies to make espionage thrillers. In this case, though, one of the Bond producers, Harry Saltzman, was capitalizing on the genre his company, Eon, had started. The IPCRESS File was publicized as the thinking man's Goldfinger. Caine plays Harry Palmer, a British spy who wears glasses and craves a cup of coffee before a standoff with a bad guy. The story has Palmer stumbling into spy life as penance for getting caught working on the black market. He's told to investigate the mysterious disappearance of a government scientist. The IPCRESS file is based on a novel that does not use the name Harry Palmer. The book by Len Dayton is written in the first person. Harry Saltzman asked Caine to name the character with the dullest name he could think of. Caine came up with Harry. Harry Saltzman, unoffended, agreed. From 1965, also with Nigel Green, Guy Dolman, and Sue Lloyd, with a score by John Barry, who scored more than 10 Bond films, as well as arranging and performing the famous Bond theme. This is Michael Caine in the IPCRESS file.
Michael Caine. So there you go. Just saying his name can get you demonetized.
In trouble. Yeah.
Why is
Especially
everybody
if
flexing
you
about
say-
their age in chat, guys? What's going on there?
Oh, because inner
Isn't
circle.
it competition who's older?
No, he told this, and I feel
Oh,
flattered, but no, I'm not. I'm not that young. You, on the other hand, well,
I like this question, even though it's not a question. Great book. What's it all about? I don't know if you meant that as a joke, but that's funny to me, the way you phrase that.
I'm glad you found us in a circle. I hope you enjoy what we're doing.
Yeah, you missed our Michael Caine night a couple months
I'm
back.
looking for it. I'm looking for
Yeah,
it.
for his birthday.
Because,
we did a special show on him.
He's one of my favorite actors, and so I wanted to do it on for his birthday. We did a show.
Well, other than that, we discussed a few of his movies too.
Yeah, I can't think of any films of his I haven't seen.
Oh, you've seen them all, but you showed me a couple of his films, and I know we've discussed a few of them on the show.
Okay.
I've
I
always
just-
liked, by the way, Funeral in Berlin. That was a good film.
I just put in the chat the address to our Michael Caine special.
Excellent.
That was fun.
The
We
next one he
watched
did was in
movies for a weekend.
'67, and I really loved it. Was $1 Billion Brain. Carl Malden's in that one. What a good film. I have all of the Harry Palmer films. What do you want? Go on. Fuck off. Nerd. He's not a turd. She's a good cat. I'm mean to people just because it's fun. So there's Harry Saltzman's name again, backwards. Sidney J.
Okay.
Fury, a director who infuriates me.
Inner circle. We have 3. No, this would be our 3rd show. Centered. Our 4th show centered on Michael Caine. I'm putting on the chat all the we have done, so you can binge it. Oh my goodness, I can English today.
You can't English? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, because we've done Zulu.
Yeah.
We've done
Zulu?
his birthday.
Oh, right.
And let's see, what other Michael Caine
Oh,
film did we do?
We did. I don't have Harry Brown, Secondhand Lion.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie. And Second
We
Hand
haven't
Lion.
done Zulu yet.
No?
I thought we did it on Military Monday.
It doesn't come out in the search.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. We were watching it because we were going to watch a different movie, and then you started talking about Zulu, and then we found it and watched it. And you said we're going to do this on Monday, and then it just got forgotten.
Huh.
We have ridiculous lists for our shows, guys.
We need to
And
do
so
it because that is a great film.
We enjoy it when you recommend movies too, though, even though we have lists.
Are we doing the both Zulu movies or just the one?
I have both films listed and I own both films because they're written by the same guy.
Yeah, true.
And Zulu Dawn actually takes place before the events of Zulu, even though it's followed up almost 12 years later. It's took place earlier in the day, and he should have directed it, to be honest with you, but they got another director. But he wrote both films and he directed the first film, and Someone else directed the second film.
Did we talk about Get Carter? I know we watched it. I'm not sure we did.
Get Carter's a great film.
Oh,
now I'm not talking about the
Secondhand
one with
Lions
Stallone.
is one of my favorites.
That's the
Because you just
most
said it.
beautiful movie ever.
Secondhand Lions is just great. And it's
I
a
About
lot of fun.
masculinity. I agree. It's one of the most beautiful films about masculinity ever made. Because that's what it's about, is what it is, what it means to be a man.
And it's still taking it lightly, and some of the dialogues are so much fun.
Overlooking Piccadilly Circus. Sergeant Palmer, because he, like I said, he was inducted into the circus from the U.S. I mean, not the U.S. British military. He was kind of a con man in the military, and he would steal shit and sell it. And he got busted for it. And instead of going to jail, he got this.
Well, he has to do a boring surveillance job, just spying on people. And he's just doing it like, yeah, I'm getting paid for it, so that's my job. He's
I
not
like the
particularly
look.
interested in it.
I like the look that they went with him here because
Well, you'll see a lot of low angles,
Yeah.
Stephen,
Yeah.
and sparse rooms. Rooms aren't decorated enormously.
because
Absolutely, there is a sparse look to the film.
and he looks like he could be anybody, which works because he can blend in anywhere.
The
He
flat lens.
looks like somebody should be in an office. This is somewhere,
Yeah.
in a cubicle.
A paper
Yeah.
worker.
Yeah.
I'm going to show that again, because this is one of the first times I spotted those aren't prescription glasses. They're not reading glasses.
Yeah, they reflect
Those-
way too much.
They're flat.
Yeah.
All prescription glasses have a curve to them.
But I think they did that on purpose, have the light reflect.
I
on the
wish they
glasses.
hadn't, because his character
Me too.
is
It's
supposed to
distracting,
need them.
but
Yeah, because he,
What?
when he doesn't have them, oh my god, and you have his POV, it's a mess.
Blur.
Yeah.
It's a blur.
God, and I feel that. I'm blind without my contacts.
Which makes you think how maybe that was a factor in when they tried to use the treatment on him, because he cannot see the screens.
He can't see, but he also does something else. Because again,
Yes.
I put it in here for a reason. The name IPCRESS is called that because it's an acronym, and it's an acronym built from the words induction of psychoneuroses by conditional reflex under stress. Although I wouldn't have put under stress, I would have put under duress. Still would have come out with the same letters.
Yeah, it's
Stress is not the
basically-
right word. Duress is, but not bad for the 60s.
Yeah, it's a brainwashing method, not so much unlike the one in the Mechanical Orange.
Well, the reason why it doesn't work is because he's using pain to distract himself.
What the fuck is Mechanical Orange?
A Mechanical Orange,
What are you talking about?
a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Clockwork Orange, they call it here.
Clockwork Orange.
Okay, now I get it. All right, I'm like,
Well,
what the
I'm-
fuck
I
is
wa-
Mechanical Orange?
because it was a.
He already said he can't English today.
No. Here's the thing: what the Spanish title for the movie is, they translated as a Mechanical Orange. Or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
I get it.
mecánica.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
So we,
Yeah, ano-
we
another
have
common-
basically the equivalent of M in this. You also have a Q. They show a Q branch in this too, which are all based on
Actually-
real things. These are based on real things from the classic days of World War II intelligence. You had an M, you had a Q. Q branch is where you get your weapons and other equipment from. So he meets him in this, and it's kind of funny because he's always touching shit. The thing I cracks me up about Harry Palmer, he shouldn't be touching things, and he's fucking touching them. So when they go down to Q Branch, which is like, this is a front building, it's like a shop or a school book building. They make things. It's just weird. And they go down to the Q Branch, and all you see is part of a lathe and a power drill press. And when the guy walks away from it, he starts fiddling with everything, including touching the plunger of a detonator. It's obviously not connected, but it's funny that he pushes it down. And it is something about his character that he's just he's a curious little kitten, always touching shit.
By the
Harry
way, Lee had
Palmer.
to go.
Bye, Lee.
Bye, Lee. Take it easy,
And hi,
man.
Snorty.
gotta
Hey,
tell you,
hello,
Hello,
Snort.
Snorts.
Hello.
I gotta tell you, I do something sort of similar whenever I'm inside of a building that I've never been in before. I gotta touch something. I've got to look around. I mean, one thing that I do is I look for exits
Oh, always.
because I do not like being anywhere I don't know how to get out of.
Yeah.
It's just the
No,
thing with me.
I'm with you on that.
Me too.
Whenever I go to a place, I always look for all means of egress, but I don't touch things. I'm funny about my hands, but
Yeah.
what I do, if somebody tells me not to touch something when they're not looking, I touch it.
Mhm.
It's a
And I'm
subliminal
not-
thing I do.
I'm not saying just random things. It's just if there's like a counter, especially if it's like waist or chest high, I got to put a hand on it. I don't know why, but it's just
That's
something I have to
OCD,
do
my friend.
in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not OCD though. That's the thing.
I am, but I don't do it. I don't do it, but I'm OCD. Again, on what you brought up before, Stephen. Again, look at the sparseness of this scene.
And we have a
Also,
comment about that.
all neutral colors. Absolutely. They
Yeah.
nailed it. This is what real life is like compared to the ultra realism that
Yeah.
they show in the Bond films.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is, London
there's
was
nothing
the
flashy
place to
about
be.
this.
There was this hype about London in the 60s, but they managed to show us the corners where real people were living, where it's not fancy, but yeah, shabby and kind of lived in. There's nothing glamorous.
And you would never know there was a big swing in life there in Piccadilly. They kind of showed that in the second Austin Powers film. London swings, baby. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, I got to tell you, by reversing this, his head looks so lopsided
Yeah.
because the way he
Now,
combs his hair. Again, look at this angle that he chose to shoot this from.
Mhm.
And this, by the way, is one of my favorite moments in the film. But look at this. It starts with just the crack of the door and you see his face. And then the door opens wider and Palmer begins to walk out and they walk through. And I'm going to show that clip. I removed the music. So it's one of the few clips that I got for the film.
Whoa.
Understand? Yes, sir. Thank you for a wonderful evening.
Spare us the jokes, Palmer. I don't have Colonel Ross's sense of humor.
Yes, I will miss that, sir.
He's absolutely into women. It's so funny to watch him.
We've been raided.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, we've
Mephisto
been
is
raided
raiding us
by
again.
Mephisto.
It's a thing
Wait.
he does.
excellent.
So
Thank you,
welcome,
Mephisto.
raiders.
Absolutely, Snort. Drab. Great word.
Oh, look at this. Debunking on Pop Culture Minefield. Had to work. Mm. Oh yes, you can see the drill there.
Yeah, he turns it on.
Yeah.
First, he depresses the plunger on a detonator, and then you hear the drill in the background right when he does it.
Yeah.
And he turns like a kid. Ooh, what's that? And he goes into the next room. There's a drill. The guy walks away from the drill and he starts fucking with the drill. I fucking love that. And this guy is kind of treated. The actual M in this show is the first guy you meet, his boss. This is his new handler. He's not his controller. He's a handler. And I think the mustache is meant to give him away subconsciously as the villain. Because it's almost a Snidely Whiplash kind of mustache thing on the end.
Mm.
He has feelings for her character. She's there to watch him. And he's like, well, if you're going to have to watch me, let's have some fun doing it. Get some whiskey. Let's get drunk and get it on. So there he has something very in common with Bond, but he has a completely different approach.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also, more realistic to what these meetings are about, where they're listening to tapes or watching a film strip or watching a film. Later on, it was more popular to use video footage, but they would just sit there and go over things, sometimes over and over again, looking for something that they might have missed. Very, very boring career working in intelligence.
Filling out forms.
Well, it's the same for police work. A lot of paperwork. Not a lot of exciting stuff.
By the way, going back to this, I didn't have time to address that. It's the upper crust that partied in London around Piccadilly. Girls, if you were hot looking, they could get in those places, but most of the time, working stiff guys didn't go to those things. Celebrities, major and minor celebrities, where they would rub elbows. Although I will say that one thing I like about that scene in the second Austin Powers is very true to today. It's not a woman, man. It's a man.
That's a man, baby.
I think he says, that's a man. It's like, I don't think he says baby on that one. That's why I think I laugh so hard in this scene. It's just like, I think Michael Myers is very clever. I like his humor. This guy, I feel, look at that old lady with the fucking bag hanging from her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
her.
Zero F's. I liked her.
She's basically like every woman you ever saw in a Mighty Python sketch when they would go in drag. They were doing that woman.
She's the real world Mrs. Moneypenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosie Palmer. Rosie and Harry Palmer. And again, when he was doing the TMC video we played, he only mentions the Harry name, but actually Caine came up with the Palmer first because he went to school with a kid named Palmer. And then he says, we need to come up with a first name, though. It needs to be something gory. He says, how about Harry? And Harry Saltzman just sort of looked at him and went, yeah, that is a boring name.
Thank you for reminding me.
Some of the interesting little things that happen here, like the parking meter. being used. It just, I don't know, man. I just found so many little things in this that made this, like, most people go, that's boring, but I find this shit interesting. Again, look at the drab colors again. Absolutely. What the offices were like over there. They were here too. My God. And worst part is they're being lit by those halogen lights, which give off a bluish hue, bluish to
They're
green
still
hue.
like that in Vienna.
And so
Everything looks 50s,
it
60s.
enhances the dreariness of everything.
Yeah, there's no layer, there's no fortress. It's offices, it's warehouses.
Yeah.
You know, and it's an investigation.
There's
and
the
occasionally
word
broken
where-
up by getting shot in the head. You know?
Yeah. Well, the one thing I think we should call it is it's there's no glamour
No.
in this film. There's nothing glamorous about what happens in this film. Nothing. In fact, I feel like the second film, Funeral in Berlin, is slightly more glamorous than this because then we're on locale. We're over in Europe, Eastern and Western Europe, both. Eastern Germany, West Germany, to be specific. And they've got some beautiful locales there. Whereas in this film, everything looks dreary. Even when you look at Piccadilly Circus, you'll notice it's never sunny, which is
Well,
pretty much what
everything is
England's
gray.
like.
yeah.
I mean, I was there for a year in the British Isles, and God, man, I tried to go see the White Cliffs of Dover so many times I couldn't see it because of weather. So I've never seen the White Cliffs of Dover. I mean, look at all that brick, and there should be more color to this, but yet it's still a dreary palette.
Yeah, you could
Now,
say.
don't get me wrong, Inner Circle. There were sunny days because I was in London quite a bit as a teenager, and I had some great, beautiful sunny days. But I swear to God, anytime I would venture to go see the Dover, or when we went to Scotland, oh my God, it was always fucking raining in Scotland, and every time I went to Dover, it was raining or fog, or both.
Yeah, it's like, remember last summer? Yeah, sure, I do. It was a Friday.
It was Friday.
Going back to the
I've-
color palette for a second, the copy of this that I was watching, for some reason, if I pause it, it turns black and white. And I had to kind of do a double take for a second because there wasn't much of a difference between the black and white and the actual film. So, yeah, it is that very, it is like the colors are just drained out of it.
Yeah. By the
It's
way,
interesting.
Snort, I grew up in Northern Virginia. That time, grew up in Fredericksburg, and was always in D.C. or we'd hit Quantico for fishing because my dad loved to go fishing there. A couple of good spots. So yeah, the FBI and Marine Corps there. I paused it here because you couldn't see this scene with that comment. There we go. We got to be. Maybe I should just move it a little bit. Move us up. Move the video up so it's not so cut off when the comments are done. There we go. He was with what they called Army Material Command. Well, I know Dahlgren, Virginia, has a lot of military, but most of it's Navy. I think there's some stuff near Dahlgren that's Army. My ex-father-in-law worked at Dahlgren. He's a miserable man.
And
This
this is
scene
the guy.
cracked me.
Yeah, because it's just, this is the
He's
guy
trying to
everybody is
he's
looking
like-
for. And he just, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
He points at the sign that says silence library. He goes and then points at the sign. And then he gets kind of annoyed with him and then says, fuck it. And he continues
Yeah.
trying to pitch him. And then the guy gives him a phony phone number to call. Because the deal he's trying to make is like, look, you know who took our scientist, and we need to find our scientist. So we're willing to negotiate money. And that's when he gives him the fake number. And he immediately goes out to a red phone booth and tries to call it, and it's a dead number. And then he gives them a little chase. Yeah, the most exciting chase scene's about to happen in the film. It's on foot and on one single set of stairs.
Well, at least there's a fist fight.
Kind of. A Michael Caine fist fight. That's it. And we have obstructed. And that's another thing that they did in this film. The DP set up a lot of these shots to have obstructed view on purpose. Like that right there. Look at that. You only see just a part of him.
Yeah, like I said, it's like you're always behind an object or a person and you're spying yourself.
Yeah.
I really like how they did that.
Yeah, the first place we moved to in Virginia was Alexandria because it's right next to DC. Yeah,
Oh no, Q. There's no such things here.
not in this movie. And it goes straight from the fight scene to a meeting, another boring fucking meeting. And he tells the guys, he says, yes, did you follow them? Yes, I did. But then I lost them. And this is look of just loss of respect for Michael Caine's character when he looks at him.
And
I'm
he
like,
isn't really
God,
bothered by that. He's like, yeah, what do you want? I tried.
I love the use of things like the L101. There's nothing more boring than the tedious shit you got to do in the military. And I'm certain it goes into the intelligence community too, of always having to fill out paperwork. Always. One of the most boring things that we used to have to do is what's called a sit rep.
The reports.
Where you have, which you have to break down everything that just happened in the last 4 to 8 hours. And you got to summarize it in written form. Often, though, given in spoken form, because they'll ask for a sit rep. Even though you take the time to write that shit down, they still want you to go do a verbal report.
Sounds annoying.
Now, that library is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a bureaucracy. Exactly.
Dude, you haven't seen bureaucracy until you have seen South American bureaucracy. Oh.
Can't be worse than
Dude,
Croatia.
it's on another level.
Well, in Croatia, they like playing a game with you, and that game is called Faliti jedan papir. That means you're still missing one form. They keep sending you back. And they're not telling you everything that's missing. They're telling you one thing. And then you come back and bring it, and they're like, yeah, that's fine, but you're missing this paper. And you have to go back. And they do that like 4 or 5 times. They enjoy that.
I lived through that in the university. Because you know, the person that is which you're dealing with, they know all the requirements, but never tell you the whole list. They never tell you the whole list.
No.
They make
They
you
want
come
to suffer.
again and again and again. I suppose that's their way of having some fun.
Well, they hate their lives at their job, so they make everybody else miserable. That's all it is.
Yeah, bureaucrats. If I'm not happy, you're not happy.
Yeah.
You have exceeded your allowance of toilet paper. Oh.
Yep, there you go.
Please
Soviet
fill out this-
Russia.
I would use the former's toilet paper. What the fuck?
You're going to need to fill out a T101 in triplicate.
As I was about to say, in Soviet Russia, toilet, we don't wipe with toilet paper. We wipe with our grandparents' facial hair.
Ew.
Ah, God damn it, Gary,
Ah,
why?
Fuck you, Gary. Why?
You know, I made fun of. There's this guitarist I work with from Russia. I don't care. I'll use his fucking name. I can't stand the guy. It's Sergei Dubovik. Sergei Dubovik. Hey, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you saying fucks? It's fuck. Just say the word fuck. There's no S at the end. That guy used to annoy me. Anyway, came straight over from Soviet Russia and came to America. And you know what he did the first thing?
No.
Got on welfare.
Oh, of course.
So when I wrote a song, a punk song, when I was with that band, and the song was about him, and it was called "Commies on Welfare." Commies on welfare. Pinko in the cheese line. Pinko in the cheese line. Commies on welfare. And they would get in lines for everything. Toilet paper in Russia? No shit, man. They had lines. You would have to get in line for it. And not always, you didn't always get toilet paper. They'd run out. Then what the fuck are you going to do?
Newspaper. It's what they did during wartime.
The only thing that the Soviet newspaper was good for.
The British actually had a name for bad books and bad newspapers back then. It was bum fodder.
Bomb
Only
fodder.
good for wiping.
Oh. Just so you know, we have that line for everything culture imposed on us in the last, I would say, 15 years. Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, Fred, because
Sorry.
Cary Grant was one of the actors that they had eyed early on to play Bond, but he said, oh, "I'm too old for this now."
Oh, so he's the original Murtaugh. I'm too old for this shit.
Well, he kind of let people know that. That's why his last movie, it's a romantic comedy, but guess what? He doesn't get the girl. The young guy does. He walks away having gotten them together. And he thought that was a fitting end to his career to make a movie like that. Help someone else get the girl. First word Tim hears is shit, man.
Okay, let me.
You should have shut up a couple of minutes earlier. You would have got Anima saying fuck.
Yeah, like that's not rare.
Yeah, just stick around a few more minutes. It'll happen again. By the way, you notice that they don't show who shoots his partner in the film when he's in the car. Do you catch that? You see the car pull up next to him, but they don't show who it is. It's their boss.
Oh. Huh.
That's why they didn't show it.
And here we go for Tim.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Works for me.
Are you kidding me, Tim? That's her leitmotif.
He's fucking with us. He knows that. He's in our chat all the time. I can't be on a show and not drop at least one bomb. Even if I try not to, it'll just come out.
Oh, we have someone new.
Jim Tarpey, greetings.
A lot of new people today. I like that.
Yeah, and that's what he was written as, and that's how they meant it to go in the film. Is he lives in a small flat, and he's just your working class type spy. And in the book, it's the same thing. And by the way, because we brought him up earlier, and I think it's fitting to some people's comedy.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
Man, you have to love Dr. Evil.
I do. You know that there was a beef between Mike Myers and what's his name that played Garth in
Dana
the
Carvey.
previous films? Yeah, Dana
Oh,
Carvey.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
The beef
yeah.
was because he got pissed. Carvey got pissed over Dr. Evil because Dr. Evil, all he was doing was Dana Carvey's impression of their former boss from Saturday Night Live. That's who that is. Dr.
Oh.
Evil's voice is the voice of the guy that runs Saturday Night Live. Also, I just want to let you guys know this is not a big show. We have no egos here. And so this is very fitting.
Oh, you are so big. No, absolutely huge. Gosh, we're all really impressed down here, I can tell you.
Where's
What
that?
was that about?
Yeah. What movie is that from?
That's from Monty Python, The Meaning of Life. It's one of my favorite moments because every time I had to cut it because it's too long. So I had to cut it down to 8 seconds. And I had to remove the boys repeating everything, the entire school repeating everything he said in his, that's a mock prayer. We are so impressed.
That's funny.
So now I'm a bragger. Okay.
Oh, here's when he finds the first shred of evidence.
The little pamphlet.
No. I mean, it's
Oh, I thought this was where he found
magnetic
the
tape.
pamphlet. Oh, that's right.
And they had
Yeah.
dude
Looks like
that
John-
was
John
that
Bass.
was
So I'm going to read this.
too lucky that they have the words IPCRESS written in the tape.
And we are 45 minutes into the movie before they even get to it.
Yep.
I thought that was interesting.
Well, it's very slow, the storytelling.
Yeah, it's slow, but it isn't tedious.
Yeah, so I rewatched it today because it's been a while since I watched it with Gary, and I forgot how long it feels. It's like 1 hour, 50 minutes, something. It feels like 3.5 hours. I forgot how slow it is. So much detail.
Well, it's an investigation.
No, I
An
mean
investigation with
the shots that they take. There's so much detail in them too. Like, come on, get to the point. But
oh, man, that means that I will never recommend you one of my favorite movies.
which one's that?
In the Bedroom.
Oh, good movie.
Okay.
Slow
It is a
burn,
good film,
very
but
good.
It's the last 25 minutes that make that movie great. The first, 2/3 of the film is long and drawn out, tedious to a certain point. But that last third of the film, just
Yeah, but
out of the ballpark.
but it's tedious with a purpose.
There's a point to it, yeah, which is why it's tedious, because you've got to go through all this stuff to understand the ending. And I love that ending, man. You know, the thing that surprised me is the point of making the character believe that they're going to help him get away, or he makes him believe he's going to help him get away, and then fucking murders him. And I'm like, everything he deserved. That's karma.
To me, this scene of that movie that is with me all the time. Every time I think of that movie, I'm going to that scene. Is Tom Wilkinson in the dishwasher? Man, that is the best convey of emotions without words that I have ever seen.
And Sissy Spacek plays his wife, as I recall.
Mhm.
She really sells that character, the grieving mother. You know, and the whole selling point at the end is, you know, we just want you out of here. We want you gone. And we're going to help you.
Well, he was gone.
He was definitely gone.
Like, my wife won't stop crying, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to jump bail. You know, yeah, you jump bail, all right, all the way into the next life.
Going to send a bounty hunter after him, too. Straight to hell.
That's interesting. Inner Circle
What is?
says that Tinker Tailor's spy.
Well, I brought that up.
remember the other one.
I brought that up earlier.
Oh.
Didn't you hear me when I said Smiley's people?
No.
The
Sorry.
Smiley stories? That's what I was talking about. No, absolutely, Inner Circle. This is tied right in with that stuff. That's why I love those stories. Smiley is one of my favorite characters. Especially with Gary Oldman and or Alec Guinness.
And I know this is Len Dayton and not Le Carre, but this movie feels like it's a chapter out of The Secret Pilgrim. I don't know if you've read that or not, but
well, I hear the word pilgrim.
This movie has that feel to it.
Yes.
Yeah. I can very much see Harry Palmer and George Smiley meeting in a hallway somewhere. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah.
I just opened it up to text something. I forgot Nick Stahl was in that.
Oh,
the bedroom.
Yeah.
I remember Marissa Tomei she was so good in it. And William Mapother. Holy shit. I just brought him up on the show here 2 shows back. Because you know who he is, right?
Yeah, he's Tom Cruise's cousin.
That's right. Tom Cruise's cousin. You can really see it in him. He's first cousins. This is him. In this picture,
oh my God! Yes, in the other picture,
you can tell they're first cousins. Well, also in this one, you can see it with the nose, everything. Although his nose is bigger, his looks like he's been broken.
It's exactly like Tom Cruise if I draw him.
And he was in that show Lost, as I recall, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
avoided
the show like the plague.
Yeah, he played Dr. Ethan Rom. 11 episodes.
Yeah.
He has not had a huge career, but he's had a lot of work.
Wasn't he one of the terrorists in Die Hard?
No, not that I'm aware of.
I don't know. I have a impression of him being playing a bad guy.
He was in.
I know.
Hold on.
Mission Impossible 2. He's one of the villains.
That may be it.
Yeah.
Let me look it up again real quick.
That's a movie that I try not to rewatch. Jeez.
Why not?
Because Mission Impossible 2 was bad. That movie is horrible.
How many
I
have
didn't
we
know
watched, Harry?
When did they make a mini series of the Minority Report? I don't remember that. That must have been really bad.
I don't remember hearing of that at all.
Came out in
I
15.
remember hearing about it, and I was absolutely uninterested.
Yeah, they made the main character a female. Gosh, imagine that.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
That is so edgy. Nobody does that.
That hasn't become boring at all. Come on, people.
Now, there is a series version to this film.
Yep.
That was in 2022. I haven't seen it. Has anyone on the panel?
Yeah, I did.
No.
How was it?
I watched it. I have it. Yeah, it's good. It's not
Oh,
great,
all right.
but it was good. I don't think it'll get a second season. I don't think they'll do the next book.
And how is it called?
It's called the IPCRESS File.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
We have
miniseries.
somebody new again. Welcome, Lee Carson.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Lee.
I hope you're enjoying this.
We have a great
Nice.
crowd today.
It's HP specs. Everybody has something to say about those glasses.
Well, he looks
Man,
nerdy. He looks
In the
like he wanna-
military, they are nerdy. In the military, those are called BC glasses.
Yeah, birth control glasses.
Birth control glasses.
He doesn't look bad though. I mean,
No, he had a cool look of his own. I like this scene where they go to the amphitheater. I like this.
Oh, and he's from Liverpool.
Greetings.
I like how his eyes are always half closed. Like he always seems not interested in what's going on, but he picks up everything. It's like he's using it as a disguise, being a normie like that, looking so boring and normal, and he's sharp.
Must we see through any more of this torture?
Yeah. And by the way,
You went
that's
in-
what Gary brought up a couple of shows back when I corrected a mistake they made with classical music, because they play Mozart and IMDb had it completely wrong, because whoever wrote that, he was like, Mozart, okay, it must be eine kleine Nachtmusik. It's not. It's Le Nozze di Figo, the overture. So I made him correct
Lee,
that because I couldn't let that go.
I talked about the dude with the mustache that they gave him the curls on the end of his mustache, not just for a look, but also to subconsciously tell you he's the bad guy.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Absolutely. A lot of great films, including Hammer. Yeah, you put Hammer, you tell me it's a Hammer film, odds are I'm going to watch it. Unless you tell me it's after 72, because 72 they just started doing kind of borderline porn. And I
What?
found a lot of the writing not so great. But Hammer films before 72, man, good stuff, man.
Then I cannot get over the fact they are holding their guns by the cooling element. Good luck.
It's been a rough day today. with
Gotta
the
check
fucking
that.
Nerves. What time is it? Oh, good. I can take some more ibuprofen. I'm just in a little pain right now. So it's distracting me.
What actor is he talking about?
Nigel Green.
Oh,
Yes.
So I'm
Okay,
looking
thanks.
for it. Yes, he was a Hercules in Jason and the Argonauts. That is correct.
Oh, I'm talking and I'm muted.
Although what's
He was
funny
in,
is Hercules is the Roman name.
Mm,
If you're doing Greek mythology, it's Heracles.
Heracles.
I always found that funny. They mix their cultures when they do mythology films or TV shows.
Here they are making the exchange of the scientists for a lot of money.
yeah.
And the dude counts the money
Right
inside,
there on the ground. Yeah.
but he counted almost at the speed of a counting machine.
Yep.
He's fast.
Well, there are some people that can count that way.
Oh no, Gary's surrounded by man-eating alligators.
No, it's something snagged the wheel. Oh, there, I could take my ibuprofen.
Yes, Nigel Green is a very English name.
Yeah, both
That
first
could
and
be a
last.
butler. Yeah, that could be a butler's name.
Nigel,
Yeah, but British to that.
would you bring the car around, old man?
Tobruk?
Let's see what it is.
He might have been.
Tobruk,
Oh, I
good
believe
film.
him.
Tobruk is a
Yes,
very good
he
film.
was Colonel Harker.
And again, pointing out, they gave him the Snidely Whiplash curls upward to subconsciously tell you he's the villain in this film. Very clever. And I do like, some critics referred to this as the Dr. No for the working man or the working class.
I can see
Inner
that.
Circle? No, we haven't done that yet. Is it on the list? I can't
Day of
remember.
the Jackal, the original? No. Really the only. Don't get me wrong, I got a kick out of the Jackal with Bruce Willis, but it's not all that great a film. And they're remaking it again.
Why?
I don't know.
You're out of ideas.
Every time they make it about some other person or some other subject rather than making about what it was about, which was some of the French were getting pissed about the changes that were being made, which was too soft on the left for them. And so they went to assassinate. Intentionally said it that way so we don't get in trouble for it. Assassinate de Gaulle because they felt he was being too soft on commies and socialists. Absolutely a great film. Yeah, I love that whole drugged lens they use. And in the middle of speaking, this is great. In the middle of speaking, something happens to this guy and he just starts like repeating himself.
Yeah, his brain just freezes. He can't go on.
And I'm not sure if it was the word meson or what it was.
Something
But
triggered it.
something happened and it
No,
triggers him. And then this black guy gets up and starts walking away. And Caine follows him, pulls a gun on him, and come to find out, this guy's CIA. And he says, you killed one of our men. That's why I'm here. And he says, why did you kill him? He says, because he came at me. He goes, that's what so-and-so said, this other agent. He says, but I'm going to keep an eye on you. And basically tells him, if you're bent, I'm going to kill you. Threatens him right there.
Because you say the guy he's filling in for has been killed. That's a fun little piece of dialogue when he's asking, is the guy that I'm filling in for going to show me the ropes? And the other dude says, yeah, well, only if you're like in touch with your, I don't know, psychic connection. Because
Feminine
he's been
side.
killed. No, something religious. I can't
Yeah,
remember
Martin
the
liked that
exact
one,
wording.
feminine side.
Because he's been killed, and Michael Caine's like, oh, okay. He's not taking it too serious.
Man, that scene almost looked like Mexico.
Spiritual side, that was the word I'm looking for. Jesus, it's late, I'm tired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nigel Green was in the Secret Service.
He's talking about Graham Greene, who wrote the Quiet America.
Oh, oh,
which there's a film version of with Michael Caine in that as well.
Yeah, The Quiet American.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caine was in it, and what's his name? Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. Yeah.
Sir, he hates it when you call him Fraser, Stephen. He's written me and told me.
Oh, well.
I can't
I'm not
stand the way he
Canadian, so.
No, he was on SNL, I think it was, and he said, "It's Fraser. Stop calling me Fraser." I'm looking, and I don't see him. He was in the original Minority Report with Cruz.
Mhm.
He was in Vanilla Sky. He was in
Mhm.
Swordfish, and he played Richard Stout in The Bedroom.
Mhm.
There he is. He is in Mission Impossible 2. He played Wallace. So
Yeah.
you were right. I didn't remember him in that. He's also in Born on the 4th of July back in '89. His first movie. Tom Cruise got him a lot of work. Oh, I like the Quiller Memorandum. Who said that?
Inner Circle.
Inner Circle. I like that. I like that film. You can say Killer or Quiller. And I always say Quiller, but someone told me it actually should be pronounced Killer. And I'm like, then why put a U in it?
The Third Man's been brought up in the chat by Lee Carlson.
I brought it up too.
The Third Man is a movie that's interesting because I think the gods are trying to keep me from watching that movie because every time I try to sit down and watch it, something always happens and I have to stop. Kronos is the same way. The Guillermo del Toro movie, Kronos. I've never seen the last 20 minutes.
I watched it, and I really not a fan. I didn't think it was all that great. Everybody kept telling me, "You got to see it, Gary." All my friends that were cinephiles, "You got to see it, Gary." And I watched it, and I'm like, it was really kind of eh.
Which movie are you talking about right now?
Kronos.
Oh,
Not Captain Kronos, the movie Kronos by Guillermo del Toro. And it's got a young Ron Perlman in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vampire locket. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I liked both Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy productions, the miniseries and the movie. But I'm telling you, other than Alec Guinness, the best, and I think he's better than Guinness, is Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman nails that character, Smiley. Nails his character. That scene outside the mansion near the end, and then the assassination of the double agent. Oh my God, what a movie. That was played by another good actor. He was up for playing Bond.
Colin
He
Firth.
was the villain in Kick-Ass.
Oh,
The
Mark
gangster.
Strong was the
Mark Strong.
He's good too. Yeah.
God, he was good in that.
Yeah.
By the way, Anima's got to see that movie because she just watched Equalizer with Gracie Moretz. What's her last name? Chloe Grace Moretz. She played Hit Girl, and I will never see her as an adult. She still always looks like a kid to me.
I love the
Even now, she's in her fucking late 20s now. She still looks like a kid to me. But she was perfect as Hit Girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right, Lee. Yep. Mark Strong was, I hate saying this because it's his name, was one of the strongest characters in there outside Smiley. Mark Strong was strong.
Yeah, that's.
But if you didn't know that, he was up for Bond. And I think he would have done a fantastic job. But, you know, his natural thing is edgier characters. And what's that Scottish series he did, and then he made it here in America? Something Low Sun,
Low Winter
Low
Sun.
Winter Sun.
Yeah.
Fucking shit! God damn! God
That was a
damn.
good show, wasn't
First,
it?
he's in the movie. They made a movie first. Then they made a mini series, and he reprised the role, which basically revisited what happened in the movie. And then he gets brought over to the United States to play the same character. Mark Strong is fucking good, dude. Ah. Yeah, I would watch Gary Oldman read the phone book. He's so fucking good. By the time he got to the cues, I'm like going, is it almost over? No. He had a great statement about directing. He was talking about Christopher Nolan. And Chris Nolan only gave him one bit of direction for his acting. It was a scene in Batman, the first Batman film, and he walks up to him and he says, I think this should mean more to your character. And then walked away from it. That's all he ever said to him. And he came back with the intensity that was in the final shot that ended up in the film. And nobody can play intensity like fucking Gary Oldman.
If you
Is
don't
that
believe
video
that,
still here? Is that video still
if
here?
you don't believe that, go watch The Professional.
I think I still have that
That's-
video, dude. Let me see
Well,
if I
the
can find
scene
it.
of the bathroom scene.
Oh, the bathroom scene is horrifying. But I'm talking about the other scene. Here it is. This is intense acting right here.
Benny.
Over the top.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
Yeah.
A great film with him, if you've never seen it, Romeo is Bleeding, made back in the 90s.
Mhm.
He did 2 movies with Kevin Bacon. The first one, he's a lawyer and he's defending Bacon, who is actually a serial killer. And then later, Oldman plays the prisoner at Alcatraz, and Kevin Bacon plays the warden, I think. It's when they hobbled the character, cut his hamstrings, the razor blade.
Yeah. Bacon's the
Based on a true
prisoner,
story.
and
Is that what it is?
Oldman's the
Are you
warden.
Is that what it is? Okay. It's been
Murder
so
in
long since I've
First.
seen it. Murder in
Yeah.
the First. But I've been hoping we get more Gary Oldman as Smiley, because there's so many other Smiley stories. I mean, Smiley's people. Great fucking story. He was so perfect in that role as Smiley.
And I'm glad that we get this scene, going back to the film for a second, is because this whole movie is essentially a pissing match between these two characters. And it's really, Palmer's just kind of really in the middle of it.
Yeah. These two characters are at odds with one another. The guy on the left here, technically right because it's reversed, is the real boss. And this guy on the right, actually on the left, and because the movie's flipped, is the guy who's really trying to have a pissing match. The guy on the left doesn't give 2 shits. The guy on the right is the one that cares, and that's why he's, what's the word I meant? It's like he is power hungry.
Mhm.
You can tell, and I think the hints are all there from the very beginning that he's going to be involved somehow.
I agree.
I would love to go back to Cold War stuff because espionage was at its zenith during that period.
I love
the
that
whole cast of both films are great. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I'm going to say it, the strongest side character in that story is Mark Strong. His name is perfect. An odd film for him just popped into my head is Stardust. I enjoyed the crap out of the film. Once again, I think it was a huge mistake on their part to take his glasses from him. Because I think you're right. Trying to brainwash somebody. And
Well,
I think
they're
that was the
stupid.
thing that turned me off about the miniseries is it makes it more like he was brainwashed. But what were you going to say, hon?
They are stupid. They think they make him weaker because he can't see properly. They're
But they
being
hurt
mean.
their own case. Yeah, they
Yeah,
hurt their own case
they
trying to
deserve that.
brainwash him. It was a hit here too, even though it was on PBS. If you wanted to watch British stuff, you had to watch PBS. Back in those days, they weren't left-wing lunatics. You got to see like cool shit like Monty Python too, and The Prisoner, and because it did play in America on CBS at one point, but it also played on PBS. But there was another show I watched on PBS regularly. It was Red Dwarf.
Yeah, they had all the
Yeah,
good
the
British.
original British House of Cards was better than the American version.
That is often the case. I mean, Ghosts, American version sucked.
There's a couple of cases where America did it better, but overall, the original idea is usually done better. Like I will say this: the original British series, Man of the House, I watched it, wasn't impressed. All in the Family, that was a good show. America got that right, but boy, they screwed up with Faulty Towers. They took out the Cleese character completely, and the wife ran the hotel and thought that that was going to work. Played by B. Arthur. Like that was a terrible idea. That movie tanked. Nobody wanted it. Wasn't funny.
Look at this from Snorty.
Absolutely, I believe that because that was something I noticed when I watched that character in the show. Was this character reminds me of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Yeah, he was such a. You're right. 'Cause a character even says it to him at the very end. This is you're a monster, okay? You know, and he is.
Okay, here's when he's being brainwashed, but he submits himself to pain during the
Using
session.
a nail, shoves it into his palm. Harry Palmer. He palmed it. He palmed the nail. Palmer.
He's also using the cuffs to cut his wrists open.
Yeah.
And as soon as they catch it, they make sure that they are cushioned. But he's finding ways.
He's using pain to stop them from brainwashing him.
Well, to get distracted, yeah. To focus on the pain instead. Which is brilliant, I think.
And when he finally does escape this place, his boss, that's when you finally learn his boss is bent. Because he's talking to the guy that's overseeing this program, the IPCRESS program. And he says, it took, right? He's brainwashed, right? And the guy goes, yeah, sure, yeah.
No, he admits I would have liked a couple more sessions, but it should work.
Lee, we did a show
Marathon
on Marathon
Man,
Man.
it's-
I'm going to post the link so you can go and watch it.
I told Anima that I want to occasionally do films that inspired me in my own writing and the
But
work
we've been
I
doing
do.
that for a while.
And Marathon Man was one of them.
All the
Absolutely.
movies that inspired
3 Days of the Condor. Yeah, 3 Days of the Condor was another one from that same period that really stuck in my craw, and I just loved it. And I just every once in a while got to pull it up.
And yeah, here's the link to show.
I agree with Lee.
That's a
The torture
great
scene in
movie.
Marathon Man was brutal, especially since it's a
Is
dentist
it
torture.
safe?
God.
Is it safe?
Yeah.
Is it safe? The way he says it, and he goes, "My boy, that tooth, oh, it's the nerves are all dead in it. We're going to look for something with some fresher nerves in it." And I'm like,
When he
Jesus
tells him
Christ!
when he tells him to take better care of his teeth, it's so fucked up because he's all being friendly, but he's about to do something horrible.
Yeah, it's oh my god, that movie. There's also one of my favorite moments in the film is where they're at the house, and he realizes she's part of it. And he's got that oil that he's been putting on his teeth, and he takes a little bit and he spits it out, and he breaks the bottle on the porch because he knows pain will keep him focused.
Yep. Same thing that's happening here. Pain to focus.
I think you'll enjoy him, Inner Circle. I mean, we're not Minty with his 10 things. He would say that, and I love watching Minty's show. I really do. I never talk about that, but I love watching Minty shows. But Minty's problem is, God damn, he's not funny. He tells the worst dad jokes.
Oh, I
we hear a
recognize
cat?
that voice.
That was Amelia, yeah.
Oh, I thought
She
that
just
was on
woke-
your side, Martin, for a second. It was so
No.
loud.
She just woke up and realized I'm focusing on the computer and she can't have that. So she jumped on the table and started shouting at me.
We have someone new yet again. Onyx 2626.
2626.
Welcome.
In the year 2626, I ate a bag of dicks.
Oh my
No
god.
one would know that.
I
guys.
mean, Dick's Burgers in Seattle. Come on. Get your minds out of the gutter.
Ah.
Got the best sack of burgers in town, Dick's. A bag of dicks. That's in my book, by the way, that joke. Because the story Vindicated takes place in Seattle. And the two cops says, "Let's go get something to eat." And she's like, "What do you want to do?" And he says, "I don't know. I'm in the mood for a bag of dicks. I can handle a bag of dicks right now."
Yeah, you had to explain that one to me.
She's like, "That's not funny." And yeah, that does sound good. And anybody who's lived in Seattle has had, you had to have had Dick's Burgers, man. They're the best in town. They pat them dry before they put them on the buns. They put it on it's a paper towel, but it's like fabric, so it's really absorbent. They put it on there, flip it over, and then put it on your sandwich. I'm telling you, man.
Dude, Lee Carson just subscribed, but he has to go. And
Oh no,
well,
I'll go, guys, because I'm on camera myself in 10 minutes. Oh, have a good show, man. American, it's about soccer though. And we understand if you say football, Lee. You can say football. We know what you mean.
yeah, we know
At
it's
least-
real football.
Yeah, Martin and I.
The one where you hit people and don't fake injuries on the field because you got. I mean, I love it when because I played football too, European football, and I got my kneecap kicked off. And I did less drama. When I got tackled, the guy tackled the ball for me, and he clipped my fucking kneecap and bent it around the side. And my coach like what do you want me to do? Do you need to go to the hospital? And I went, hold on a second. And I popped it back around and went, I'm good. It freaked him out. Like, the fuck?
Thank you for subscribing, Lee. Hope to see
Thank
you
you
again.
very much, Lee. Deeply appreciate it. Have a good show, man. Send us
Look
your
at
channel
this.
link. Send it to me personally at this on Twitter at Gary Kissel. There you go, Lee. Send me the link to your channel, and I'll make sure that we subscribe. Okay.
Look at this. Not only he owns the movie on VHS, he
Oh, I
worked
like
at Dick's.
No shit, Onyx.
That is so
Fuck
cool.
off. Best fucking burgers in town. I shit you not. I was a paramedic up there. When I got out of the Army, I went straight to work in King County as a paramedic. Used to have to go to the zoo all the time, as we call it. It's Harborview Hospital. Got in the middle of a shootout in the ER. Got caught in the middle. We played no part in it. We delivered a wounded gang member, and then a shootout between the cops and two gangs. And I grabbed my partner because I started duck walking towards the exit, and I grabbed him. I said, "Let's go. Fuck the equipment. We'll come back later." Thank you. Deleted.
You're welcome.
But would you share that in the private chat too? Because I can't. It's not a link for me
Yeah. Okay.
here in,
Okay.
I got it.
StreamYard.
I
Thank you.
got
Cool.
'Cause I want to sub to it. I'm going to sub with my personal and with Pop Culture Minefield.
There is. Oh, it's a horrible version of the URL, but it is.
Jesus Christ! What is it with the comments on Rumble? We don't get any real comments. Always somebody trying to fucking sell us working with us on getting more
What?
numbers.
Well, oh,
Every single comment on Rumble is always a fucking spam ad.
That's probably why StreamYard still isn't showing the Rumble chat, because it's bullshit.
It's not bullshit, but that is bullshit.
No, Anima. It's not the chat. It's comments.
Oh, okay.
Comments.
That's what I meant. Comments. I'm sorry. Here's the chase scene. Oh wait, no, it's not. He just got away.
There are no chasing them, man.
There are chase scenes in this fucking movie, not one.
Thank God, because I don't like him.
But no chasing. Thank God. What?
I don't like chase scenes. To me, are a feeler.
They can be good. Like in
Yeah.
The Old Man, the offensive driving. I like that.
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
How
that
long
whole
is
scene
that?
of him walking to work? There, I deleted the comment over on Rumble.
That's the phrase. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Now listen to
Oh,
me.
hey, we got a
Listen to me.
comment from Rumble.
Well,
What's it say?
the chat.
Pingu Bleth. He said he also played Color Sergeant in Color Sergeant Bourne in Zulu. Yeah. So it's
Yeah, I
probably
brought
early
that
in
up.
the show. Did you see that comment? Did it show up here?
I noticed like 15 minutes ago, and I was, oh my God, I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm not at the top of my game today.
Not just you.
See?
Yeah, I'm doing
That's a
better
good-
now because the ibuprofen's kicked in and I'm not feeling achy now. I just feel the normal mind-numbing pain of dull pain, the dull mind-numbing pain, which I can deal with. So this is a great scene. And they changed it in the film, and it's different in the new miniseries, which it's still good, but I prefer this ending. This one, or are you talking about the miniseries? Because I'm talking about the miniseries because it's actually not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it was as good or better than this. It's not. I think this is better. But I did enjoy it, and it's clearly a huge nod to Michael Caine. One, they kept the name Harry Palmer in it. Oh, this one, absolutely a must see. I own all of the Harry Palmer films, including the ones that aren't official Harry Palmer films.
Really? Because I'm short by one.
Let
We
me
need to
hold
talk.
on a second. Let me look them up because I think it's under my cocaine on my hard drive.
Oh my god, you're gonna get us demonetized. Stop it.
I'm just saying, Michael Caine.
Stop it now.
Martin,
Don't do it.
monetization is a
Stop.
rumor.
It's
not
not
a
a
thing.
tumor. It's not a tumor.
No.
The M.
Only 50 times in a circle. You need to nerd up. That's nothing.
M. Night Shyamalan, Mel Gibson, Michael Caine. No, I only have the 4 here. I've got IPCRESS File, Funeral in Berlin, $1 Billion Brain, and Midnight to St. Petersburg. But where's the one? Because there's one that's Harry Brown. I've always considered a Harry Palmer film. I thought I had the
I
other
don't know
film, but I don't.
because Harry Brown, he has the abilities of Harry Palmer, but not the attitude. I mean, I cannot see Harry Palmer taking that so much shit for so much time.
No, he's. Well, I'm surprised his character in that film does because he's Royal Marines.
Which one?
Those
Wait a
guys
second. I'm
take no
sorry.
shit.
On Harry Brown?
Harry Brown.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like giving him this suggestion, shoot him, not me. And there's that moment where you think, oh, he's going to do it. And Harry's like, fuck you, man. And then shoots him.
I love that scene.
And the part is, it's amazing he hit anything without his glasses.
Oh my god. I think I accidentally deleted my copy.
What? I mean, I know you boomer occasionally, but that,
Here's another film that I really like of Michael Caine's. The Black Windmill came out when I was 10.
Oh,
My
yeah.
dad took me to see it in the theater, and I fucking loved that movie as a kid. I wasn't a kid like modern day kids, even my daughter. I raised her better than most kids. She was watching movies with me, real movies. You know, my kid didn't watch fucking Barney. Fuck
So,
Barney.
Gary, do you have Spy Story from 1976, which would be the 4th Harry Palmer movie?
Hold on.
I'm
Gotta get
holding.
back there. We can pull the film strip down. There, let's do it. I like our background. I tried to emulate that image because that's on the latest version on Blu-ray. They had on the cover. I wish they would do a 4K of this film because they still have the original film, so they could absolutely do a cleanup of it, fix the audio, everything. Because there is the one thing I have a problem with is there's so much white noise in the film. And in fact, when I did this clip, I removed all of that white noise. Where's it at? Are we in the wrong? We're in the wrong thing.
Understand? Yes, sir.
You can hear it before and after they speak, just for an instant. You can hear the air, the white noise that's in the film. This is another one. This is from the second film. Funeral in Berlin. And I do like this scene, so I'm going to show that because we will be doing Funeral in Berlin.
Dorf? What's wrong with that? Edmund Dorf? All the best Englishmen have foreign names. Much more convincing.
I'm sorry, I just don't feel like an Edmund Dorf.
Charming. What do you feel like?
Rock Hunter.
He's so funny.
I wouldn't want the last name that's Doof because Doof means silly in German.
And I think he knew that. Dorf.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
That was also the name of the golf character with short legs that Tim Conway did for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Golfing with Dorf. You know, I want to point this out. I saw this a little bit ago, and I want to say something that Dick's does such a business up there. McDonald's wishes it made as many burgers there in Seattle as Dick's does. Dick's is a beloved restaurant. It's a lot like in Mattoon, Illinois, there's a Burger King, but it's not the franchise or the big corporate one. It was the name of a hamburger joint made in the 50s, and it's been called Burger King since the 50s. And Burger King tried to move into town, the corporate one, and the local Burger King did a lawsuit and won, saying that they couldn't put one of the franchise restaurants within 50 miles of the restaurant in the state of Illinois. I love that. I love it when the small guy wins. And my God, not only did they have really good burgers, they had what we called onion burgers, and because they were fried with the onion, and they had some of the best milkshakes I've ever had. Malts. I never drank a milkshake. I always drank malts. I like vanilla malt is my favorite. Some people like chocolate malt, but I prefer vanilla malt because you can really taste the malt with the vanilla. It really blends together well. So, but Dick's Burger, outstanding place. And if you are ever in Seattle, people, stop at Dick's and get a bag of Dick's. Don't choke on them, though.
Gary. He enjoys that way too much, doing that to me.
What are you going to do? He is what he is.
He's just going to have to love me the rest of my life.
I'm telling you what I'm going to do. As soon as I fly over, I'm going to hit him with my teddy bear.
Okay, I'm going to show you.
Bear?
Do you want to know how messed up my humor is? How dark it can get? Here you go.
No, I have seen enough.
Yeah,
so Monkey Jeebus posted this with Alec Baldwin's face. And I said, in more Olympics news, Alec Baldwin broke into a shooting competition. He didn't place, but he hit a bunch of TV crew behind the camera.
That is so fucked up.
That's how dark I am. I was worried when I posted. I was like, boy, I'm going to probably get some hate on this one. But I don't care. I'll have people like say things to me. Like that one dude a few weeks back. Do you remember that, hun? When he tried to have an argument with me? And I just kind of destroyed him in the argument to where he just fucking stopped.
Which one? He's like, you keep doing that.
Why do you keep replying? I said, because I'm being polite. You're the one who started this fucking conversation. If you want it to end, stop talking to me. And then he stopped.
We have a question here.
Okay.
That I don't think we settled on a topic for Military Monday yet.
Oh, yes.
I'm iffy about actually for next Saturday because we're not going to do another show with Tom until the 17th. We're going to do Aliens on the 17th.
We could do Tom and
celebrate
Gary twice.
We're going to not going to do it. We're doing Tom and Gary on the 17th. I've told Tom he's off the rest of the fucking month. I want to do some more stuff, and I'm not sure about next Saturday. I actually was considering last night maybe doing Equalizer 2 because I love that movie so much.
Yeah, but our next show is Monday, and I don't think we've settled on a topic for that.
Yeah, he meant the next Saturday. But Monday is our next show, but it's not the one he meant. He was talking about when's your next Saturday show. And don't forget, Wednesday's Inner Circle, we do the same thing on Wednesday afternoon, 3:00. We do Wednesday matinee, and we talk about a film. And this last Wednesday, that was Equalizer. And God, that is such a good film. You enjoyed that movie. I know you did.
Oh, I loved it. Are you
I'm
kidding?
hoping that
It's so brutal. It's gorgeous.
the third film, Denzel said that's the last. That's the last film. But the word is that the director wants to do more. It's Denzel that's not wanting to do them because he's older than me, 65, I think, 66. He's like, I think I'm done being an action hero. And but he, he's talking about continuing the saga, and then one of the stupid fan sites says maybe they'll get Dakota Fanning to be the next. And I'm like, you just did that with the fucking TV series, and it's goofy. I mean, I don't want to say it's Minnie Mouse, but it's fucking goofy. So it's like, no, thank you. Sometimes action films work with women, but if they don't do them right, it's just retarded. It's very retarded.
Yeah, nobody recognized that word now.
Yeah,
No,
right.
I'm worried about the bots watching us.
I know.
Yeah, Wednesday is movie day. Monday is Military Monday. I designed a new thumbnail for our Mondays. I'm trying to pay attention not to what's popular, but to what works best for getting people to watch your show. Because we had a few people watching us for a little bit. We're back down to 20. What did we go up to?
80. Over 80.
Nice.
Let's see. On the 14th, we're doing Open Range. On the 10th, Saturday, we're going to be doing one of my favorite William Friedkin films, The French Connection, with Gene Hackman and Roy Scheider. That's a damn good cop movie. I have invited Patrick to join us, the chief, and so he has agreed. Let's see. This Thursday.
Hold on. The chief is the host of our Tuesday morning show. 10
Yes,
a.m.
this
Central.
we're not having a show this Tuesday.
I'm just pointing it out because we have a lot of new people today. And on Thursday, Keith is doing his morning show. Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we discuss TV series of our liking. And next week, we're going to wrap up House of the Dragon.
Yeah, we talk about like good shows. If they're on the air now, we'll actually do episode by episode or a couple episodes per show, like we do with House of the Dragon. This Friday, we're doing the last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon. And I don't think we're going to do that show anymore because I don't like where they went this season.
I told you, if they make us wait 2 more years, I'm done with it. As much as I like it, sometimes we'll talk about a whole season too.
And I will host, if you want to talk about it, because you're my woman, man. I will do whatever you want. But don't forget, on the 8th, we're also going to be doing the once a month episode. It's 80s Fright with Fanzine and Nadia, and we're going to be discussing the cult classic, The Evil Dead, from 1981. It is a weird, silly movie. It is. I don't consider it scary at all, even at the time, until I took the challenge. And the challenge is when somebody says it's not scary, somebody says, yeah, we'll watch it alone and in the dark, no lights at all.
Well,
just from the screen.
My second daughter couldn't handle it on midday.
Well,
really?
When Gary says it's not scary at all, I was like, oh fuck, he's going to make me watch it. But when he continued to talk, I was like, phew, I'm off the hook, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not good at
scary movies.
And the fourth one, the fourth daughter, she told me, no, I wasn't scared, but it's disgusting.
And the claymation they do in the film, because it's clay animated, and the scene with the maggots and stuff, it's all so badly animated. It doesn't look real at all. It looks cartoony. It's weird. But I like the film because it is a precursor to the better film, Evil Dead 2. And Evil Dead 2 isn't technically a sequel. They kind of start the movie to rehash what happened in the first film, but left everybody out. It's just him and his girlfriend. Played by anybody?
Do it. I don't
Peter
remember.
Fonda's daughter. Come on. Her name is Fonda.
Oh, I thought
Nobody
she was in
Bridget
part
Fonda.
3.
Hanoi?
Bridget Fonda.
Oh.
No, Bridget Fonda. Peter Fonda's daughter. She married Danny Elfman and disappeared, and now she's very portly. She looks like a married woman, having a happy life. Her last real big movie was Romeo Must Die. Was that it, or it was? I know it was an American Kung Fu cross because
Kiss the Dragon.
Kiss of the Dragon.
Kiss of the Dragon. That was it. Because it had the French
Jet Li
guy Checky play the villain, and it had Jet Li in it.
I enjoy that one.
Another film I'd like to do sometime on a Saturday is the original. Even though it has Jane Fonda in it, I love that movie. Fun with Dick and Jane. Yeah, she's a piece of shit, but I love that fucking movie, and it's got George Segal in it, and I love. George is the dad, the owner of the magazine, and Just Shoot Me. What a great show!
Yes, that is a great show.
And George Segal plays Dick, and Jane Fonda plays Jane. I know, big leap. And Ed McMahon is the villain from The Tonight Show. Guy known for being Johnny Carton's sidekick is the villain in the movie. He does a great job. So, yeah, we're done. We talked about The Old Man yesterday because we had a new season coming up on September 12th, and we will probably do an episode-by-episode coverage of that on Fridays.
I would like that. I mean, each episode is an hour long, so we can totally do that. Fill 2 hours of the show.
It's so fucking good, dude. It is so good. Martin, we still got to do something about John's opening music because we're getting ganked on it every single episode.
Still,
no.
Because I just did some more where I had to mute the music.
I had to mute music, but it's music from the game, not for the intro, because that one I made it on with AI. Nobody can
you
do that.
You do the rest of the intros, Gary. There shouldn't be problems when Martin is doing it with AI. It's the same thing. So it is music from the game that gets the show ganked.
Yes, it's the music from the game.
And we've had that problem before.
Yeah, I can't
ongoing.
understand that. That is part of the game that you're streaming. How are you aiming for that? Oh,
because they don't like promotion, apparently.
People are litigious by nature. Not everybody, but a lot of people, especially these fucking. And YouTube allows this. They could absolutely put the kibosh on it if they wanted to.
The what?
They don't want to. But hey, I'm glad to see we are up in viewership. Our views are up by 19,000. 19.4.
God damn. Onyx has the Wheeler Memorandum on VHS. Dude,
I like you, Onyx.
That's great, Onyx. Seriously, that's really cool.
That's a great nerd right there.
Let me go look that film up because I'm not sure if I have it. I'll look on my
French Connection. Onyx, we already have a show on the French Connection. Give me a second, and I will give you
on a Saturday. Not in there. Hitler.
Oh, yes. For all our new audience, on Tuesdays we have a show which is called Morning Coffee with the Chief, which is hosted by an ex-chief of police. So
the former We prefer
Yeah.
the word former, not
Oh,
ex.
former. Oh, thank you. You see, even I learned some things here.
It's a military and cop thing.
Mm.
If you, especially if you retire from it, you're not an ex something. You're a former or retired. You can say either
You
retired or
still have
former.
that in you. You don't just stop being that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Military.
point of this show is the analysis of movies and shows and pop culture things, but seen it as a perspective from
Law enforcement. Yeah.
law enforcement.
That's what Monday's show is about too. Military movies from the perspective of veterans. Well,
And by the way,
I'm
George
not-
Siegel is hilarious and really good in the part in the Quiller memorandum. They've got it says that they've got a copy on YouTube. Holy shit, is that the full film? It's the whole film on YouTube.
Wow.
Here you go.
Is it good though? Is it good though?
I'm going to put it
Because-
in the public chat.
Often
That's
when YouTube does a full movie, the quality is shit.
This is, yeah, it's at 480p, but I got to be honest, it's, SD is just above 480. It's right in that area. So watching 480p is about the same thing as watching a video cassette.
What is
So-
that? Oh, Quiller memorandum.
Yeah,
Oh.
Quiller memorandum with George Siegel. Good film. I love George Siegel's early stuff. He did a film when I was a kid that I really liked. It was kind of scary to me, but I watched it as an adult. It's not so scary. It's a sci-fi film where he has a implant in his brain. What was that movie called? Give me a second. I'll look it up.
No,
And
it
they
is
actually
called
had
it is called Neuralink by Elon Musk.
Oh my God, he's also in the movie The Bridge at Remagen. Very, very good World War II film. He's in a movie that I'm in, Roller Coaster. Good luck finding us. My entire football team is in that movie. They shot because there was a scene with the Rebel Yell in the film, and they shot at King's Dominion in between Richmond and Fredericksburg. And we just happened to be that weekend, the whole football team. Terminal Man, that's it. Yes, thank you, Onyx. That's when I was looking for it, and I just found it too. 1974, I was 10 years old, The Terminal Man. I really enjoyed that film. It's a better book, but it's a really good film. They changed the ending, but I'm okay with that because I like the ending. He did a movie, Denzel Washington's first movie with him, George Siegel. It's called Carbon Copy, where Denzel shows up
I
at his
love
house,
that movie.
says, "I'm your son," and he's like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
I freaking love that movie, man.
It's good. Oh, the Owl and the Pussycat with Barbara Streisand, back when Barbara Streisand was tolerable. Yep, just found Carbon Copy, 1981. Touch of Class, another good romantic comedy he did. I think, towards the end, he did really well coming back to TV because he's one of the only reasons why I watched that stupid TV show that he was on when he died. What is it called? The Goodbergs, something like that. Gutenbergs, whatever it's called. Jewish family, and he played the grandpa, and the guy that played the dad, the big fat comedian. I fucking love him.
Okay. So this Monday, it's coming Monday. The show is not up yet. It will be in a matter of a couple of hours. The show is gonna be Dog Soldiers, and I hope that it sounded like I wanted.
He was in a movie called The Zany Adventures of Robin Hood that came out in 1984. I don't remember that. Oh man, he did the movie The Black Bird, sort of a spin on The Maltese Falcon comedy. I remember that one. Drew Struzan did the post art for that. He just sort of like couldn't get good roles in film anymore, and he went to TV. And I thought it was really smart because he did Just Shoot Me, and then when that ended, he went straight over to the Goodbergs, something like that. It's like G name that ends with Berg. No Way to Treat a Lady with Rod Steiger.
Gary,
That
Goldberg says
is
in
a
circle.
weird fucking movie right there. What, hun?
Here.
Oh, Goldberg. That's it. Thank you, Enter. I've got a deep drawer for trivia, and I used to have a really fast retrieval system, but as I've gotten into my 60s now, it's a little bit slower, and sometimes just doesn't want to fucking work at all.
Isn't it fun to get old?
It just starts knocking shit around in the drawer. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, there's a bunch of these movies I just think are garbage. Straight to video kind of stuff.
Holy shit! Michael
What?
Dunn is in No Way to Treat a Lady.
Yeah, it's a weird psycho film, and where the character dresses as a woman in the film, and I don't remember. I remember it sported some controversy at the time, but Rod Steiger was in it, and look, man, I'll watch anything with Rod Steiger because he was the last of the old school actors, man, serious actors. He was like a method actor. That's why he liked working with Marlon Brando on the waterfront. Got him turned on to that shit. Whereas, classic actors get annoyed with method actors. But you look what happens. A lot of people, if there was friction between Olivier and Dustin Hoffman, they were very chummy on the set. They worked together very well. That famous thing that he's complaining because he says, "Why do you look so awful?" And he's like, "I've been sleeping on the street, not sleeping well, so I could prepare for this scene," because he's supposed to look like shit. And as a joke, and he's just ribbing him, he says, "Have you ever tried just acting, my boy?" And they came from two different schools, but they worked together really well. And it's happened before too on other films where they had actors that came with different methods, and you would think, oh, they're not going to get along, and they got along great, worked well together. One of those is again Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise when they did that movie
Rain Man.
Rain Man. I love that film, and I haven't watched it since I saw it in the theater. But I have very fond memories of that film, and I saw it twice in the theater. I liked it that much. I don't know if Anima would be up for watching it, but I think she would enjoy it.
It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
It's got heart, man. It's got heart. Tom Cruise is this slick, fast-talking motherfucker. Thinks he's going to go because I can't remember what was the reason he had to go get his brother.
So
It had
his
to do with
brother
money,
was
right?
Yes, his brother was
Inheritance.
autistic, and he noticed that he
Living
was
in
good at counting.
He lives in a facility. Oh,
So he took him to Vegas to card counting on the casinos.
Well, he finds out because when he knocks over some toothpicks at a restaurant, Dustin Hoffman looks down and says how many there are.
Mm-hmm.
And that blows his fucking mind.
I think I've seen that one. That sounds familiar.
Oh, it's a great fucking movie. And along the way, somehow, Tom Cruise becomes a human being in the story. And the two of them, they were worried there'd be a clash because as much as Dustin Hoffman is method, he's very much about the script. And Tom Cruise is to play it and wing it kind of guy. but it worked in the film. And it led to one of the funniest moments in the film. That was real. When he's in the phone booth and he farts, he actually farted. And Tom Cruise was reacting to it. And that was not in the script. And that's funny. That is such a touching, funny moment that he's trapped in a phone booth with Dustin farting.
You can be an amazing actor, but not to react in a phone booth when you're trapped in there and somebody farts. Jesus Christ. Nobody is that good.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. That is a very, very good film. And we should watch it and do it for Saturday or Wednesday, either one.
Sure. Add it to the list.
Yeah. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Going over by a few minutes here. But I want to thank most of all Andy Morrow, who, as much as his jokes annoy Anima, we love you, Andy. You're a great part of this community. Deeply appreciate you being here. Josh Coe, Lee Anthony Davis, Wade. Wade is my he's the head and sole member of my fan club.
Yeah, he's the number one fanboy. He comes in chat, and the first thing he says is Gary's awesome.
Ever since the movie Misery, it's you say number one fan, it just automatically is a turn off to people like, oh, because I'm your number one fan. I'm going to torture you and then cut your feet off. It's like, what? That movie, whoa. It's not a horror film. That is a psycho thriller. And it's really good. And
no, thank you.
She hobbles him. You know what that is, Anima? Hobbling?
No.
He takes a sledgehammer and puts a 4x4 beam between his feet, and he's tied down. And he hits his ankles, lets the feet hang over the boards, and hits the ankles, and it hobbles him. So he can't escape. She wants to keep him there. She's a crazy nurse that's killed people.
Yeah.
I'm
never going to watch that, and you know it, right?
And it's one of the things, by the way, about that TV series they did on Hulu, which was a Stephen King series. I enjoyed that series. One of the few things by J.J. Abrams I thought was actually good, the season 1 and part of season 2. In season 2, you meet her when she was younger. And you kind of find out why she's the way she is.
And this, you guys, is called The Endless Goodbye, when Gary gets stuck in the middle of saying thank you to the guys in chat, and we go over for another half an hour.
People say things. You said something, and it led to me. So, Josh Coe, Lee Anthony Davis, Wade, my number one fan, Inner Circle, Information Man Show is here, Read by Nature, Snortapoopas, hello, Slasher Fred, Jimpy. Did I say that right?
Yes, it's Jimp. It's Jimp.
Okay. Jimp. And then Lee Carlson, Onyx 2626. And did I see Lee? Yeah, Lee was there because I knew Lee had to leave, right?
Yeah, he had to go.
Oh,
Tim is here too, by the way.
Tim's talking.
You know I'm gonna run this video. You know I'm gonna.
You take a hell of a long time to say goodbye.
And you say...
What about you, Rodriguez? You got anything to say?
Yes, sir, but it's very difficult, sir, and I don't think you'll understand.
Well, try me. Let me hear.
Okay, sir. Mire, jefe, yo no sabía que yo iba a trabajar más fuerte que el caballo de mi tío. El pobre se cayó muerto de tanto trabajar.
And for
Here's
that,
your burger, sir.
We
Thank
get
you.
Roadhouse.
Sir, I need another $1.25.
Is that right? Keep the change. Roadhouse.
That was another fun show we did on Roadhouse.
I like that film. It's so dumb, but at the same time, so enjoyable. Shanatsky wasn't here, but for Shanatsky, I will give you a
It's
shout out.
hopeless. We'll never make it. Never.
I'm pretty sure he's working. He would have been here otherwise.
Anima.
Hey, man, where are you, German?
Fuck you. I'm not German. I'm Austrian and proud of it.
And for Stephen, deleted
The
scenes.
following people are gay.
I didn't know that was for Stephen. Okay. We
It's
all got our
not.
videos here.
Now, Stephen needs to have his own video. I need to get him one.
Well, ended.
Do it. Do it now.
No, I'm sorry. Keith messaged me, so I had to go see what he had to say. All right.
I wasn't here tonight.
We are out of here. Let's end this show. What? He's traveling, I
Why
thought.
wasn't Keith? That was yesterday. He was on the road yesterday.
Yeah,
He was
the states
kind
are
of
a lot bigger.
I know that, but
Yeah,
usually
then you
being on
think.
the road
And
means one
he's
day.
on the road. He's on the road. He's still on the road.
Still, okay.
It doesn't matter. But anyway,
safe travels.
I guess at this point, I just need to just put it out that Martin, that's not funny. Stop doing that.
Hey, wait, you need to stop flirting with my man, okay?
Hey, your name's in the credits. And I'm a